Western societies will not fall. I'll give you a couple examples. The F-15, the F-16, the F-22, the F-35, M1 Abrams tank, the Blue Water Navy, the KC-135, the KC-10, the ICBM structure.
You're saying all the money we spend on defense.
And the global positioning system. You want to come for us, you more than welcome to. The United States dollar is backed by the military, and as much as you guys want to sit there and complain, I'll say this right now. There's one country on this planet that has stealth capability. There's one country on this planet that I think has functioning ICBMs. I don't think Russia has a single functioning ICBM. And there is one country on this planet that actually has a functioning blue water navy. There's only there's only a few countries on this planet that have air refueling capability. And the only reason why they have them is because we sold it to them. If you guys want to come for us, you can. The United States could take on every country in the entire world militarily at the same time, would be fine. Now, if you want to say cyber terrorism or there's a moral decay from the inside, cool, make that argument. The United States is not going to fall, not in our lifetime, not in the next 20 lifetimes. You want to talk?
Shalom. Kol halayim la Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, to the Akim doing the work in truth and sincerity, as well as the few Akwat that listen and learn. This is Brother Shawar with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to react to this clip. I've seen a few brothers go into it, and it's kind of, circling around the ministry. But, you see these devils are extremely proud. And, and this, I don't even think this guy's an Edomite necessarily, but a lot of Americans, Babylonians, they feel this way about Babylon. They feel this way about America, and the elites are in the same spirit, but they're still fearing prophecy. The elites are still, they have the understanding that, Yahweh Shai is coming back, and they're basically trying to, avoid that. They're trying to beat prophecy. So they have a little different spirit, but deep down, man, they still believe that, everything this guy's saying. They believe that they're untouchable. They believe that no other nation can mess with them, can, take them out their power seat. But little do they know, and it's already happening. Everybody is subject to prophecy. And this is the understanding that these heathen and these other Israelites don't have, that every human being on the planet Earth is doing the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Right? And this is the spirit of the Edomites, man. Everything he was saying is literally biblical prophecy. The pride that he was exuding is literally biblical prophecy. And those ICBMs are definitely going to fly to the soils of Babylon the Great. Why? Because it's biblical prophecy. These nations are going to turn it. We're going to get it in Revelation. It says they're going to hate the whore, because pretty much America, they're turning on all their allies. They create alliances and basically turn their back on their allies, and then expect their allies to help them when they need help. And it's just going to get to a point where all the nations are going to turn on them, and World War III is going to turn into, basically take down Babylon the Great, in the midst of, Yahweh Shai making his return with the chariots and the archangels. Right? So let's get this in the book of Isaiah 13:9, and it reads, "Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it." And which land is it talking about? America. Because why? This is Babylon the Great, and this is, the epicenter of wickedness on the planet Earth. Pretty much all the wickedness that's happening in the planet Earth is because of who's ruling, the elites, but it stems from, Babylon the Great, America. Right? Verse 10, "For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible, right? The arrogancy of the proud, man, just dealing with these Edomites first and foremost, because they're, this is the spirit that they're in for the most part. They're just on that, that untouchable spirit, and the Lord is he's pretty much doing what he did to Pharaoh, man. He's how he hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he built, he built him up just to bring him down. It's the same thing. The Lord is bringing these devils up, and it tells us in the book of Job that just before they fill their belly, the Lord is going to intervene, roughly paraphrasing. So just before they're going to get close to achieving their goal, man, but the Lord is going to intervene and destroy it all in front of them. Right? And even before that, everything is going to, just blow out of proportion, and chaos is going to get out of control. And people are going to really understand that this is the Heavenly Father that's in control. Right? So, this energy, man, that this guy has, it's biblical prophecy. And we'll see, very soon, man, Lord willing, we'll see if these same people, these Americans and people who trust in Babylon the Great, who trust in this devil, we'll see if they have that same energy, in the near future. Because the Lord is getting ready to blow this thing wide open and just bring hell on this place, man. Open up Jacob's trouble, to the fullest extent. And the chaos, calamity, pestilence, death, and destruction is going to be at an all-time high. Right? So like I said, there's Edomites. All the Edomites pretty much think this for the most part. And then Americans in general, man. Americans are very, these Babylonians are very, proud in America. Even a lot of Israelites, unfortunately, so-called Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right? But the difference is the elites understand that they're fighting against the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahushua. Right? And then they're moving, with haste. They're moving, they're trying to get this thing implemented, this MOTB, the CHIP, with this digital currency and this digital, the CBDC system. They're trying to get that just fully implemented as soon as possible. And pretty much X out the Israelites. And X out history, and X out the Most High, X out Yahushua. This is what they want to do. Revelation 12:12 tells us they're going to do it with great wrath. But they fear, and they're moving this way, but they have feared the awakening of the Israelites. Right? This is the difference between, these people in the world that don't have the Spirit of the Lord, to open their eyes to see certain things. So let's get this in Revelation 11:11, and it reads, "And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet." Right? So the Israelites, dealing with, a precept for this is Ezekiel 37, dealing with the dry bones. But the Israelites, have awakened, and that 3 days and a half represents 3 years, or 350 years, of captivity in Babylon the Great, under these Edomites. But now what? Since the 60s, starting with Abba Bivens, the Spirit of the Lord and the truth has come back to the nation of Israel, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. So we've awakened. We're calling on Yahushua now. We're trying to follow our customs to the best of our ability. The brotherhood is growing. The elect, the 144,000, Lord willing, those of us who are sincere be a part of that number. It's happening and growing right before our very eyes. That new governing body is being established. And this is what these devils fear. So reading on, it says, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Right, so they're in great fear, man. Not just fearful. They're it's a great fear. You know, them seeing the videos of brothers, you know, edifying the other Israelites, bringing out truths that they paid billions of dollars to hide. You know, all the history, lining it up with biblical prophecy. You know, the relics and artifacts and breaking down the scriptures correctly. Of course, starting with our apostles and elders of Great Millstone and their elders. It's all through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, of course, first and foremost. But this is a fearful thing to these devils. Not Jake, you know, rising up in some, you know, some like Black Lives Matter, even though that we know that was, you know, set up and we know that's is fake basically. But I'm just saying nothing like Jake coming together in a carnal sense isn't doing nothing to Esau. They don't care about that. Matter of fact, they just use it against you. But when we rise up and call upon the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and come back to who we truly are, that's what shakes, you know, it scares the hell out of these devils. They're shaking in their boots. Because they know once the elect is waking up, the Lord is coming back, and once we are in line with Yahweh Shai and, you know, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, it's over for the heathen. Because we're the rightful rulers of this planet. And this is what this guy in this video doesn't understand. Again, biblical prophecy. And in the Apocrypha, Second Esdras, it tells us Jacob is the end of the world, or Salakia, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So when Esau's kingdom, which is the kingdom we're in right now, when it's over, which is ending very soon, Yahweh Ratazah, the kingdom of heaven, the rulership of the Israelites is right after that. And that rulership is for an eternity. That kingdom is forever. And these heathen are going to be in slavery. So let's go to Obadiah and bring this out. Like I said, his mentality is literally biblical prophecy. But as we know, well, those of us who are in the know, Obadiah goes into the judgment of Esau, Edom, and what's going to happen to them in the kingdom. So, but I don't want to read, I'm not going to read the whole thing. But this is Obadiah 1, and we'll start at the top. It reads, "The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is set among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee." Right. You know, and then really these nations, everybody's really tired of the so-called white man. People are starting to realize the so-called white man, the Edomite, is really the problem. And they've always been the problem. Because everywhere they go, they rape, rob, and murder. And now they give you democracy. And it destroys nations, it destroys families, and it destroys just everything. The natural order of things. That's why the world is you know, this chaotic and this messed up. Everything is out of course. It tells us that in the book of Psalms. I think it's the 83rd chapter, if I'm not mistaken. So it's because this devil's rulership and you know, the so-called white man is really the problem. So the nations, you know, they really are starting to despise this devil, man. And it's been going on for a minute, but it's only growing. Verse 3. Verse 3. "The pride of thine heart have deceived thee," right? You know, their pride is blinding them from acknowledging biblical prophecy and really all the things that's taking place. They can't see, you know, these nations turning against them and shooting missiles off to the land of America. Because even, you know, you don't even really have to be in the truth to see that. But they're so prideful, like this guy in this clip, that, you know, they don't even think of these things, these possibilities. "Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Thou that, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. And this is exactly their mentality. Who shall bring me down to the ground? This is what the guy was saying in the video. You know, basically nobody can mess with America, man. Nobody can knock America off. And this is definitely talking about the Edomite, because they use the eagle as their symbol, just as they did in the Roman Empire. It's the Roman Empire all over again. America, Babylon the Great, it's just more technological. Right? You know, their habitation is high. Look how they build things. They show you who they are through their infrastructure, how they build things. And their mentality. Right? That's the main thing. Who shall bring me down to the ground? You know? And also when we deal with, because it said, though thou set thy nest among the stars, you know, they set up a space force. They're trying to basically reach the Lord and defend against the Lord, and you know, because they're that proud. But the Lord will bring thee down, man. The Lord is going to destroy these devils, put them into captivity for 1,000 years, and exterminate them off the planet Earth as a nation. And the rest of the chapter of Obadiah goes into that. Obadiah 1 and 18 in particular. Right? So this is what's coming for these devils, and this is what the elites are ultimately trying to fight against. This is what these regular Edomites, that even these whistleblowers and people who, you know, are in tune geopolitically and caught up at the World War III stuff, you know, even they don't understand this, because people don't really know what these devils, the real powers that be, the elites, the elite banking families, you know, the people don't know what they're really fighting against. They're trying to fight against Yahweh Bashim, Yahushua, and the Israelites, but they are not going to prevail because it's biblical prophecy. So let's get this in Revelation 17, and then we can close it out, Lord willing. So this is Revelation 17 and 12, and this is going into, you know, these other nations turning on the beast, man, because this is exactly what's going to happen. And again, their pride is blinding them from even acknowledging this fact, or just what they would call a possibility, but it is indeed a fact because it's prophecy. So Revelation 17 and 12, and it reads, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. And those 10 horns is dealing with NATO, the nations that join unto the beast, you know, America. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast, right? They you know, they made a pact. They made an alliance, hence NATO, you know, with America, Babylon the Great, right? Verse 14, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and King of kings, right? So in the midst of World War III, Yahushua is going to crack the skies and make his return on the fathership, you know, deliver the elect and completely destroy Babylon the Great and the various NATO cities, as well as, you know, let's keep reading before I, you know, don't want to get ahead of myself. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Verse 15, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And that whore is America, that sitteth upon the beast, which is the beast. The beast is basically the Roman Empire, right? That's the beast. The whore is America. So the beast is the ideologies and philosophies of the Roman Empire that is brought back here today, right? So Yes, Revelation 17 and 16 now. And this is the point. And the 10 horns, NATO, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. And that's coming by way of nuclear missiles, man. Those same ICBMs that he was talking about, you know, that no nation will shoot at America. That's exactly how it's going to happen. On top of Yahweh Shai and the chariots burning this place down with, you know, concentrated fire, those laser beams, and the holy archangels. And then the elect themselves, after the Lord gives them that spiritual power. And all these things may sound far-fetched to a non-believer, but it's going to happen, man. Because the things that we're seeing now happening in the earth were far-fetched not too long ago. Like them bringing in, you know, this CBDC and the MOTB, and there's people who have it now, you know, the CHIP, even, you know, the lockdowns and everything, man. So the prophecies are jumping out the pages. And of course, you know, we can't wait for these final prophecies to pop off, because we know our kingdom is at hand once this place is destroyed, man. And righteousness can then spring forth through the earth. And, you know, the Israelites will finally be at peace. And after the nations serve out their sentence, building up the kingdom of heaven, the whole world is going to be in peace, man. It's going to become a paradise under the rulership of Yahweh Shai and the Israelites. Right? So, yeah, I'm going to, you know, close it out there. Lord willing, the point was made. And, you know, these devils got it coming to them, man. But it's all biblical prophecy. So we're almost there, man. We're almost at the end. Stay strong, stay prayed up. You know, pray the Lord keep the spirit on you and to endure unto the end. Because that's what it's going to take. So I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, and Abba Ball.